what I want to see for Latinx, for indigenous immigrants of Mississippi, is a place where they are part of creation of policy, where they're part of creation of governments, where they are um, included in things from the beginning. I want a place that understands us, our cultural identity. I want a place where we take up space. And I want to give an example that just happened today. We had two young people, a young Latina woman and a young Latino man, who were artists, scholars, top children in their schools. But when they were asked a question, they were afraid to take up that space that oftentimes our kids of a more affluent or that are born here have. I want our children to be able to speak loudly and clearly, and I want them to take up that space that they deserve, because our people are brilliant. Our people understand politics. Our people, if they understand also the political, um, if they have that political education, they can understand that lens of oppression, um, to make them better leaders. That's what I want for a Latino community in Mississippi. I want us to vote for our own interests, not to vote for what the narrative or what the people in power tell us to do. And I think that we can do that. And we need to start with our young people now. I think that I see myself as an elder. I'm 51 years old. I think that the space that I create needs to be a space to nurture young people. I think this generation that's coming behind me is the one that's going to make the change in Mississippi. But we got to make sure that they understand that they have to do the work that their parents brought them here to do. So we can change Mississippi politically. We can change Mississippi. We can switch it from red to blue. But we need to make sure that our kids are understanding all the things that we're working for and that we came to work for here as immigrants, and be proud of that. Or else, we're going to lose our young people. I want a blue Mississippi. I want a Mississippi where Black, brown, and indigenous people can be their true, authentic selves. I want Black and brown children to not be afraid to speak their truth. I want Latino children to take up space. I want them to not be fearful of sharing their culture. I want them to not be fearful of sharing their language. I want them to not be fearful of wearing their indigenous clothing. I want the hundreds of Mayan immigrants that we have, right? We have Mayan people here, to keep their language. I want a Mississippi that's inclusive. I don't want to just be that token person that gets invited so that they can hear about my community. I want to be part of the discussion from the beginning. I want a place where Latinx, where immigrant, where indigenous people feel like they belong and not be ashamed of where they are, and to teach their children that pride. And I want people to learn about us. I want them to know that immigrants, that we're not a monolith, that we're Black, that we're brown, that we're white, that that we don't all eat tacos, that we have, people that are from the Caribbean that speak Spanish, that speak Quiche. That's what I want from Mississippi. I want a Mississippi that's truly inclusive of all people, but not in a superficial way, which I fear could happen if we don't understand where we came from. Because hospitality sometimes masks what's in people's heart. So I want a place that includes all people, that understand our background, and where we're working together towards a better future for ourselves.